Hi and welcome to Friday Talks, a weekly show where we get to talk about anything that comes to mind. As always, I hope you guys have had a nice week and a nice weekend. Mine hasn't been too crazy, maybe except for today where I visited my friends over at the TCG store. I had a crazy time going over to the docks to get the ship because I was always like maybe 2 minutes away from the ship to depart when I got there. And I still had to buy the tickets. It was crazy. And this happened on both like going there and coming back. I drove to the docks, and whenever possible and whenever I was on those like really straight roads, I just had to go fast. Like Sonic, not Sonic fast because I would have died, but still, you know, being careful and everything. I got there like it was 2 minutes left for the ship to depart. I bought the ticket. I was like, heck the receipt. I just ran for it and I made it in time, but going there wasn't like as exciting as coming back, because coming back was like a whole new adventure, a lot more adrenaline to it. I took an Uber, or a Bolt rather, to get to the docks. So I left the store at 8:40 p.m. and my ship was at 9 p.m. So I was like, I wonder if 20 minutes is enough. Like supposedly it usually wouldn't be, because on the way to the store it took me around maybe like 30 minutes for my Bolt to drive me there. So I was like, yeah, I don't think it's gonna be possible, but it's also like night right now, so there should be less traffic, right? I got inside the car. I asked the dude, hey, do you think we're gonna be there by 9 p.m. or before that? And it was like, I don't know, like the app here says that it's gonna take 17 minutes, and like it was saying like the time of arrival would be like 9 p.m. but it was like, but I'm gonna try. And so I was like, okay, thank you. And essentially like he, instead of taking like the road that the GPS was telling him to go through, he went through somewhere that would technically be faster. And I noticed that a lot of the times he had to like he really sped up. I could see that he was like constantly going over the speed limits. He drove past a lot of like other cars, so he would have like space in front of him to actually go fast and drive. We got so many like obstacles, so many like those light signs, or they were always red, so we had to constantly stop, and it was crazy. I just know that at one point I looked at the time, it was like 55. I looked at the GPS on his phone and I could see like way in the distance the point of arrival. So I was like, hell yeah, okay, we're almost there. Come on. To myself, I didn't actually say this out loud. But then like he kept driving, so going super fast and everything, and driving past other cars and whatnot. And then we got there, it was 58. I was like, come on, man, I'll make a run for it. It was really cool, dude. I made a run for it. I got out of the car, I thanked him. I just ran past the avenue. I had to like jump over these bushes that were in the way, separating both roads of the avenue. And thankfully, like there were no cars coming. But then I just ran for it. I never ran so fast in my life, because it was like 1 minute away. I still had to buy the ticket, and the machines aren't exactly the fastest thing ever. So I already had my wallet out in my hand when I got out of the car, and I whipped out my cards, I put it in the machine and pressed buttons and just come on. It was just like, well, it was just saying like, wait, please. I was like, no, I can't wait. Just give me the thing. And it loaded and they did the thing, and my card got the thing, and I did the thing on the gates, and the gates opened, and I made a run for it. I was literally the last person. It was like seconds away from the people of the ship to close the doors. Yeah, it was like crazy close. I was able to still get there in time, but it was like the adrenaline was awesome. It's kind of like frustrating, I guess. Yeah, when you're like, oh damn it, I don't know if I'll be able to, and then if I don't, I'll have to wait an entire hour for the next one. But then the entire process of the whole thing of like having to do things really fast and try to get there in time and being like seconds short from actually making it makes it so fun. This sounds really silly, but yeah, it was cool, like the whole adrenaline, the thrill of it. But yeah, I made it in time, and then I got to the docks over on the other side of the river. I got in my car and I drove back home, and I'm here. It was fun. I got some new Buddy Fight cards, which is awesome. Like I said, after all, like the last, I said in last Friday Talks, or 2 Friday Talks ago, that Buddy Fight was gonna end, like this last set would be in November, but it was actually this month, I believe. The last box, I got cards from it for the Thunder Empire, which is like another flag, with a bunch of dragons and everything. Super aggro deck, I really like it. It was basically a bunch of reprints from older cards, but that had like a lot better effects. They basically made it so these cards can now sort of compete again and be relevant again with like the current meta, I guess. But the coolest thing about it that was actually very emotional is that on the flavor text, all of the cards had things like, I'll never forget you, buddy fight, and until next time, or something like that. And these were some quotes that I remember. You know, stuff like saying goodbye to buddy fight and thanking the players for playing buddy fight. It was really emotional. It was so cool. But yeah, it was a nice way to say goodbye to the TCG, I guess, from both buddy fight's side and from our consumer side. I changed up my deck a little bit, played a little bit with my friends. I also played the Digimon card game again. I tried a new deck from the red color. It was also like an aggro one. And I tried the green deck, which is also like kind of control-ish. It's an hybrid between control-ish and aggro. And the last time I talked about TCGs, I couldn't explain the blue color, but the blue color basically focuses on multi-attacks and bounce. So like return to the hand effects. Today was a fun day. We played a bunch of TCGs, and some of my friends played the Dragon Ball game as well. I was going to play Super Smash Bros. And I wound up not doing it, but I'll do it next week because I'm gonna go there. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun time. I am glad that I went to visit my friends. It was a nice way to spend my day off. Another news, not really news, but if you notice, I uploaded Alone in the Dark this Monday, but essentially I abandoned the Metamorphosis series, and that's because like while I was enjoying the game, for some reason it started giving like some performance issues. I started noticing that the game is a little bit like, some games are just not fit for recording, at least for me. Some games aren't fit for my style of recording, because some of them, like when it requires a lot of like trial and error or walking around everywhere trying to figure stuff out, and then especially when you sometimes, like when I was recording the second part of Metamorphosis, not only was it super warm in my room, but I was having performance issues and I was getting a little bit frustrated because I couldn't solve one of the puzzles. And I was like, you know what, fuck this. But yeah, it's just some games aren't just really fit for it, so I just decided to screw it. And I decided to start a new series, and Alone in the Dark is a game that I've always wanted to play for the channel ever since 2017 when I planned to play PlayStation 1 games. It's a game that very often comes up in conversations with like my parents and everything when we talk about nostalgia, or even friends. Because when and I said this in the Alone in the Dark video as well, but when I was a kid, my dad would play a lot of PlayStation 1 games, and me, my sister, and my mom would always watch him play. I remember I have such fun memories from that time, because especially like when it came to riddles and everything, puzzles they had to solve in the game, we would just like grab a pen and paper and just jot out notes about like hints and everything and trying to solve things together, and it was really fun. I have really good memories from that, from Alone in the Dark, from Silent Hill, Dino Crisis, Abe's, the Oddworld series, super good. You know, and then we just played a bunch of other games. Like we used to play Spyro together. Spyro was one of the first games I was ever introduced to, and that's why I love it so much, because it was a big part of my childhood. And I love dragons. There was also Puzzle Bubble 4, I think, that I have such fun memories of that game as well. I played it a lot. Just a bunch of them, really, like a bunch of different games. Pac-Man as well. And so that Alone in the Dark is one of the games that comes up in our conversations the most when we talk about those times. I have a lot of memories from like the first section of the game. I don't remember most of the mid-game, if anything at all. I only remember partially the ending and the beginning. So like, I'm really curious to see what the game is going to be like, and to see like if I'm going to remember things as I go through it. I'm really curious about it, and I'm super excited to be playing Alone in the Dark, and hopefully I don't get the same feeling as I did with Metamorphosis, because Alone in the Dark does also have a lot of puzzles really that you have to really put your mind into it. And you know, sometimes it might drag the footage for a long time, and then it starts getting kind of like frustrated, and I start getting this feeling of like this video is not coming out great at all. And like in the end product, that's usually not a problem, because you can just cut out the parts where you're not talking and thinking and stuff like that. And I usually do that a lot, but I don't know, I just still get the feeling of like, ugh, this is not going as well as I wanted it to. I had a few issues with recording Alone in the Dark. Like if you watched the video, I mentioned in the beginning that I had to re-record it because I messed up the footage, and that kind of unmotivated me. But then I was like, no, come on, like just gotta get over it. Just record as you can. Just say you have to re-record it. Just play naturally, you know, because sometimes you mess footage up, and then you're like, oh, should I like pretend maybe that I'm playing for the first time? But then like your reactions aren't genuine, and I hate that, because before I re-recorded the version that's up on YouTube, I tried to re-record it like 2 or 3 other times, but none of my reactions were genuine, obviously, and it just felt forced. And I was like, no, fuck this, like this is so bad. I don't want to put this shit quality out of like just pretending or anything. And so I just like went with it. I just said, fuck it. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I'm re-recording this because I messed up, but I'm still gonna talk about things and in an excited way, and just be like as if I was showing and knowing what was going to happen. And so I just did that and it turned out good. I like it. I like how it came out. And I think I'm going to do that from now on as well. Like, because sometimes I think I care too much, you know? Sometimes I think I'm a little bit too much of a wuss about some things, but too anal. But yeah, overall it was a nice week. At work, things have been alright. I guess it's been better. A few Friday talks I mentioned a couple of times how I've been like super exhausted and really burned out, and I've been in a better mood at work lately, thankfully. So there's that. And I'm gonna go on vacations this Sunday up until the 30th of this month, so that's 4 days. I also have some plans for those vacations, and I'm gonna meet up with some friends. I'm gonna do some sleepovers. Yeah, it's gonna be fun because I really want to like enjoy my time more outside rather than like and spend more time with friends as well, rather than just be like in a computer all the time. Oh, which is what I am used to. And so like I don't wanna, because for me it's like I need to end the day and feel like I was productive in order to feel good about myself, because if I don't do anything productive throughout my day, like I'll be devastated. It really hurts my mood. And I get it, like we have to relax sometimes and whatnot, and I know this, but like my mind's still like, no, you have to do stuff. You have to be productive on it. But yeah, like I feel like if I spend my entire vacations at home, it's also gonna be like really, I'm gonna feel like I wasted my time as well. Even if I'm productive, I'm gonna feel like I should have enjoyed more things. And so I'm just gonna do some sleep over at a friend's house and then hang out with my friends at the TCG store and play more card games and, you know, just enjoy the time. Oh, I have off, which is not very often. Whoa! I just finished recording literally just now Friday Talks, but I just watched the new trailer that Ilysia put out, and oh my god, that was so insane. Like I had to make a video because I wanted to talk about Ilysia anyway and I forgot about it, but they just put out this trailer and that ending is so fucking hype. I just went like completely like, whoa, what the hell? That was amazing. Check it out in the description down below. I'm just gonna put the teaser here real quick. Whoa, and it's gone. Maybe, I think. I don't know. Man, Ilysia has been fully funded for a few days now. And they're currently, let me check, at almost $95,000. So that is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost to their 7th stretch goal. They're going to include full body tracking when they reach $110,000, which is amazing because a lot of people want a full body tracking for it, and myself included because I also have full body trackers. I'm excited. They're also going to be supporting the haptics vest, the haptic suits at launch, which is great. There's going to be now, so far as Battle Royale instance towns, there's going to be advanced pet leveling skills, pet breeding system, additional starting zones, multi-rider mounts, and additional starting races, including anthro races. So there's also going to be lizardman, wolf dudes, and mice. Besides the races that are standard, so the elves, dwarves, and humans. Honestly, so far this has been great. It's been a great experience to just follow Ilysia, and I'm really excited for it. The video, again, I mentioned this in the last Friday Talks, the video I made on Ilysia blew up and was absolutely amazing. Like, thank you again so much for all the feedback and all the positivity, because everyone really liked it, and I'm so happy about that. I want to encourage you to go check out their Kickstarter and their trailer. Everything is in the description down below. Just check the link. They're the very first links you'll find, and consider backing them if you can, or if you can't, just share it around, and spreading the word helps a ton. But anyway, back to the outro. Overall, I think that's it I want to talk about. I don't think there's a whole lot more. If there is, I'll talk about it in the next Friday Talks. So hopefully you'll be here. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe and leave a like if you'd like. Comment down below anything you want, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.